Jimmy and I have been dreaming of visiting Banff National Park for a long time.
It's Banff National Park. It's been my wallpaper for the past like 2+ years now.
Banff is probably our #1 bucket list destination.
We're gonna be naming our travels from here on until we get to Banff, Banff bound.
And we've had a few setbacks, to put it lightly. We're hoping to at least make it to Banff, Canada before we ended up selling the bus. But after 2 years of nomadic living, this is the week that we finally make it to Banff National Park in Alberta, Canada. We're starting off in Thunder Bay, Ontario, which is just a 2,200 kilometer drive until we reach Banff. From Ontario, it's becoming pretty obvious that there's a forest fire somewhere near here. Through Manitoba, through Saskatchewan.
There is not much out here.
And finally, into Alberta. We're in Banff! We are starting today in Thunder Bay, Ontario, and it's quite a long drive. We've got 20 hours until we're done with this road trip, so it's gonna be kind of a lot of time in the car.
There's a lot to do in Thunder Bay, and unfortunately, we're kind of just passing through. But the one thing that the guy at the UPS store told us was we needed to go check out Kakabeka Falls. It is known as the Little Niagara of the North.
The UPS guy has lived here since he was 7, so he knows what's good.
All right, that was very, very cool.
I think we got here at just the right time. That's an entire bus of school kids pulling up.
One thing I'd highly recommend to anyone coming to Ontario is to get one of these provincial park passes. This one is all season long. It was 85 Canadian, which is like what, 60 US? And we used it in about 5 or 6 parks. Highly, highly worth it.
The drive through Ontario got off to a pretty smooth start. We were even able to make some unexpected progress on our Canada bucket list. But unfortunately, a couple hours into the drive, we encountered our first challenge of the road trip. Probably about the last 100 kilometers or so, the air has just been getting smokier and smokier. It's becoming pretty obvious that there's a forest fire somewhere near here. So we stopped in the town of Dryden, and there's a severe weather warning about the forest fires and the smoke that's in the air. We were kind of imagining that maybe we would stop here for the night, but I'll have to talk to Jimmy and see what we think.
That's pretty cute.
I'm ashamed to admit that we didn't include this in our video while we were actually there, but this is not the first giant animal statue we've encountered on this road trip. When we were in Wawa on Lake Superior, Wawa in the indigenous language means goose, so they have a giant goose there. I don't know what Dryden means, but the moose is pretty cool here.
We're inadvertently collecting all of the animal statues. The forest fires are just kind of getting worse and worse as we're driving this way. Dryden is kind of getting the worst of it right now, just the way the wind's blowing, so we're just gonna keep moving.
I've had an interest in language learning for quite some time now. Before we were even traveling in our schoolie, I wanted to learn German, and I tried teaching myself for over a year. It was a fun experience, but to be totally honest, it was kind of rough going at it alone with no tools. Just me and my flashcards for an hour or so every day after work. Now that we've started traveling outside of the US a little bit, I'm finding myself more and more excited to expand my hobby. Canada has been a great and relatively comfortable way for us to dip our toe in international travel, but soon we want to explore into Mexico and eventually potentially overseas as well. Because of this, Jimmy and I have gone all in on using Rosetta Stone as our primary way of learning Spanish. It's an extremely immersive tool that has helped us retain information easier and much faster than with just flashcards. Instead of memorization, the lessons are set up with a series of pictures and audio from native Spanish speakers. My favorite part of the app is the speech engine, Debajo. It lets us practice our conversation skills by making sure that we pronounce everything that we've learned correctly. We started by practicing almost entirely on our laptops, but since we've crossed over into Canada and our internet has been limited, we started using the phone app to download our lessons for offline practice.
Vivimos en Roma.
We're using the lifetime subscription, which is great because it gives you access to every language. So I can switch back and forth with German whenever I want, and it lasts a lifetime. The lifetime subscription usually costs $2.99, but if you use the link in our description, you can get it for 50% off. That's just $150. We have sincerely enjoyed using Rosetta Stone, and we think you will too.
Here you go.
Thank you. Should we start it?
Go for it. Let's get out of here. Let's get Natalie somewhere safe.
Let's do that.
Oh, the brake's still on.
Oh, true. I checked for it. I didn't. The light is not where I left it. Jeez.
You can hardly see those buildings.
That's crazy.
We were gonna spend a little bit more time in Dryden because I saw that they have a suspension bridge that is supposed to be pretty neat. But because of the forest fires, I think we're just gonna keep moving. All jokes aside, Natalie really does have asthma, and so I think it's affecting her a little bit. I don't know why she's driving, now that I'm thinking about it.
I'm fine. I don't think it's good for me to stay in this, so I'm ready to get out. Oh, that is such a cool rig. I'm gonna miss riding behind him. Now I'm the one holding up traffic. Great.
Wednesday, Dryden gets clouds while Kenora gets the sun, 24 the expected high. And that's smoke, lots of it, from the various forest fires in the region, low of 13.
Our initial plan for today was to stop several hours ago, but as we've been driving, the smoke from the fires is just getting worse and worse. I think it's supposed to peak at around 8 p.m. It's currently 6 p.m. in our new time zone. Yay. We're just gonna stop here and make dinner so that we don't pass out while we drive, and we're gonna keep driving towards Winnipeg because once we get around that area, the forest fire smoke should be much, much better. I'm gonna make some lemon spaghetti and then we will get back on the road. I'd like to think that there's more science behind air filters.
Kind of just smells like detergent right now. Alright, I think that looks pretty good for a homemade air filter.
I feel like looking good is the one thing it does not accomplish.
We're trying to stay positive right now, but I think Natalie's freaking out just a little bit, which is fine. She's got asthma. She's allowed to.
I got asthma and I'm a drama queen.
Yeah, I don't want to freak her out, but I do have a little bit of a headache, and I think it's because of the smoke. Honestly, I think we will be fine, but I don't know. We're watching the forecast, and we're trying to stay out of the worst of it, but it's just so hard. It changes so quickly. Honestly, we're still talking it over.
We almost never do this, but even though we just finished dinner, we are gonna keep on driving. We want to try and get out of the line of like the smoke from the forest fires, and I don't know how far we're gonna have to drive to do that. I don't know if it's possible, but we're gonna try.
Oh man, that is one crazy sun.
It's 8 p.m. and for us it feels like 9 p.m. because we've crossed a time zone. But I think we got something to help with that.
There you go, Nat.
Thank you. Maximum 100.
Oh, we're speeding up now, baby.
Oh my gosh. New speed limit.
All right, we have officially made it to our second Canadian province, Manitoba. So good morning. It's now the next day, and it looks like the smoke has gotten a little bit better. It's much more windy, so I'm guessing that had something to do with it. So we're actually only an hour away from Winnipeg, and on the way there, we're gonna be passing through the official center of Canada. At least when you consider it longitudinal, you know, like horizontally.
This is like the cutest thing we've ever seen. They went all out for this. Alright, don't hit your head.
Go. Oh. It's really hard to get out.
I know. It's like a trap. I think I've talked Jimmy into finally trying poutine.
That's the one I'm like least scared about.
You know that poutine has cheese curds in it, right?
Oh yeah. See, that's the part I'm like nervous about. It's probably fine. I mean, it's so popular.
Yeah. I mean, how bad can you screw up fries?
It's a lot more construction than I would have hoped. It'll be credit? Oh, really? Okay. All right, all I have is credit, so I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry about that.
Thanks.
Well, that was that was disappointing.
That was really disappointing. It smells so good in there. Yeah.
All right, we tried our hardest to go to a local place.
God. This might have been a mistake.
It's a lot wetter than I imagined.
It's interesting.
Oh boy.
It's like, it's pretty slimy, and I think it would get soggy like in under 5 minutes.
I deeply, deeply apologize to everyone we offended by trying our first side of poutine at a McDonald's. We really, really tried to go to a local place, but as you saw, they only take cash or debit, so they wouldn't take our money. I don't know if this counts for our bucket list. We will definitely try it again, but honestly, trying McDonald's poutine should have been on the bucket list to begin with, because it sounds crazy.
This is the first time we've gone to a restaurant and ordered food and thrown half of it away.
We don't have to tell them that.
It's like, I don't think it's an accurate reflection of poutine, but it was really gross. And like, I'm not a snob. I don't hate McDonald's or anything. Like, I think McDonald's is fine. It was just like McDonald's fries with gravy and cheese curds. It's not it.
Yeah, we gotta find a better, more local place.
Yeah. We just suddenly crossed into Saskatchewan. I had no idea that we were that close to the provincial line, but we're just here.
All right, that makes 3 provinces.
Aww.
Yay!
Only one to go.
I'm weirdly excited for Saskatchewan, even though everyone we've talked to says that there's absolutely nothing here. My #1 favorite comment that we keep getting on our YouTube videos is, "Welcome to Saskatchewan and you're welcome to it." I absolutely love that mentality.
It's so self-deprecating. I feel like it can't be as bad as y'all are saying.
All right, first time having someone else fill up the gas for us. Not a great experience. We didn't know what to do.
I think we failed that test.
All right, well, they were very nice, but we rolled up, we didn't know what to do. We saw a guy in a vest, and he just started pumping gas for us. So, I mean, we found out what it was pretty quickly, but then we sat there for like 5 minutes afterwards, because apparently you have to give them your card beforehand if you want to pay at the pump, otherwise you have to go in. We didn't know we had to go in to pay.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
Do you want me to go in?
Okay, perfect, thank you. They were very nice. We just didn't know what was going on.
He said most pumps are like that in Saskatchewan. So now we're experts and we won't make a fool of ourselves next time. There is not much out here. It's very pretty. A lot of fields, trees every now and then. I think you guys might have been right.
We spent one night in Saskatchewan at a beautiful free camping spot on the prairie. And the next morning, despite heavy rain, we were more than motivated to hit the road early because we knew that this was the day we'd finally reach Alberta. We have made it to Calgary, which is just a couple of hours away from Banff. I definitely think the drive is worth it. I hate to call it boring, but there's not much to see, but there are some really cute small towns that you'll pass through.
Full serve ice cream at an Esso gas station. It's a lot better than it sounds.
And everyone we talked to in Manitoba and Saskatchewan was so friendly and accommodating. We have been anticipating going to Banff since before we even bought the bus. This was the wallpaper on Jimmy's work phone when we used to have corporate jobs. So we're really excited. This feels like a big deal. And we're gonna be spending some time here, so we probably won't have a lot of time to show much of Banff in this video, but there will be several videos coming up showing what we end up doing here. So don't worry, this isn't all we're gonna see.
All right, this is our final stretch before making it to Banff. We have about an hour and a half left, and then we'll just be in the Canadian Rockies. Natalie's mentioned it, but this is 2 years in the making.
You can probably barely see them on camera, but this is our first glimpse of the mountains, and they come out of nowhere.
I don't know like where the parking is, but this is Elk Street if we turn here.
This is so busy.
You're doing great, Nat. To be honest, we're just driving through the town of Banff today. We're gonna be exploring it in a different video, so definitely be on the lookout for that. But we had to stop. We're gonna do a little bit of a walkthrough of the town.
This is probably a really boring detail, but we're excited because as popular and touristy as Banff is, people come from all over the world to be here. We got free parking. Already off to a great start. Oh my gosh. Holy smokes.
There's a pool of maple glaze on it.
Oh, it looks sticky. Starting off Banff strong by knocking off a major item from our Canada bucket list, Beaver Tails. We've heard a lot about them. This is the first place we've actually seen that sells Beaver Tails. I think they're really good in like cold areas because what it is like a warm pastry that kind of tastes like a funnel cake. It's shaped like a beaver tail and then you can add toppings to it. So the one that Jimmy got is maple, so probably the most Canadian option on the menu.
It's very sticky.
And the one I got is brownie. More specifically, burwownie, because I guess they put the word wow in it. And I think it fits in there. It's very, very good.
I like how even in town, they have bear-proof trash cans for your trash. Just in case, I guess. It's a lot more touristy than I thought. I mean, it is very obviously a vacation town. I love you, Nat.
Love you, Jimmy.
I don't care that it's raining.
I know, we made it. I can't believe we're finally here.
2 years.
I like it.
Yeah, let's get it.
I think it looks good.
I love it.
Thank you, Nat.
You're welcome. Happy birthday.
It's my birthday next week. That's what this is for.
Looks good.
This is the only mirror we have, so.
We got the rear view mirror.
Smaller. All right, so we're not quite done with today. We still need to find a camping spot. And if you're in the town of Banff, or more specifically the national park, you need to be really careful about doing free camping inside the national boundaries. We've seen a lot of reviews where people get really high tickets and fines for staying in the boundary. So we're gonna avoid that and we're gonna go way out of town. It's gonna be a 2-hour drive, but we found a really good free public lands use area that we can go stay at. This better be a short train.
I know.
It's already 7 p.m.
Oh my gosh. We're really gonna be pushing it for time finding this campsite. I really hope everything goes smoothly. But the sun doesn't set until like 10 p.m. lately. Oh my goodness.
Oh, dude.
Do you know that Banff was home to the world's longest train?
I know that now. Hey,
Am I good? Are you guys aware of the road conditions?
I saw that it was poor.
Yeah, where are you guys heading to?
Yeah, number 11. Yeah, 11.
Okay, yeah,
We're
you're
turning.
good.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you. So we left Banff probably about an hour and a half ago, and we've just been driving into the wilderness. We're getting within 20 minutes of our campsite that we've picked out, and we just saw a brown bear.
That's a brown
Wow, that's a
bear.
brown bear. Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. Wow. Oh my gosh.
Wow. All right.
Like maybe a grizzly bear?
A grizzly bear, perhaps?
I'm feeling a little nervous about that because black bears are one thing. You can kind of shoo them away, I've heard. Grizzly bears, like, you need bear spray. Which we're probably gonna have to get tomorrow. We will not be taking any walks outside of the van until we get some spray. Jimmy is making me nervous walking around outside with no bear spray. The campsite that we had picked out we were expecting to have pit toilets and trash cans, and it was free with this camping pass that we bought. It's not what we expected. It's a dried up lake bed, and it has signs saying no motorized vehicles until December 1st.
Nat? Yeah? You coming? All right. Let me show you our new campsite. So as you see behind us, we have an entire sand mound to ourselves. I think we'll be fine. It's a little wet and we're still not stuck yet, so I think we're good. And then in front is this gorgeous view. The free camping we saw online led us here, but I'm not exactly sure where we need to park. We're gonna play it safe and park as far up on the shore that we can, and just kind of cross our fingers until tomorrow.
This is like true wilderness. At least the closest we can get to.
There's no one else out here, and we saw 2 bears and like 4 deer.
2 bears?
Oh, 1 bear.
Oh, to say.
Yeah, I saw one.
While you were outside?
Yeah, when I was checking.
This is incredible.
All right, it's also currently raining, and we're kind of getting soaked out here. So this is probably where we're gonna end the video. If you haven't gotten enough of Banff, don't worry. We are gonna be here for several weeks. We have cleared our calendar, and we're probably gonna be here for a full month. This is one place we've been looking forward to for a long, long time. So we're gonna take our time, try to explore every nook and cranny that we can find, and I don't know, see how many bears we can find too along the way.
And wish Jimmy a happy birthday. It's this week.
Aw.
All right. Thank you for watching.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye. Good morning. I stuttered. Okay. I'm gonna make the face he's making.
What's his face?
I have chocolate on my face, don't I?
You have a lot of chocolate on your face.
Oh, really?
It's all over.